Frequently people ask us how we got started playing. Many years ago, well, not that many years ago, 2002, I think, I heard that my grandpa played the violin. And when I was a little boy, I secretly wanted to play the violin, but I had 2 older brothers. And it was not, back then it was not correct if you had 2 older brothers to play the violin. So when I got to be 45 years old, I decided I didn't care about my 2 older brothers. I heard that Grandpa had a violin, and so I asked Grandma. She was at Telhigh Nursing Home at that time. We'd visit her on a weekly basis. I said, does Grandpa's violin still exist? And she said, yes, your uncle has it, and I'd be glad to ask him for it if he's not using it, if you would like to try playing it. I never heard Grandpa play violin. He passed away when I was 10 years old. So we got Grandpa's violin, and it was not all that it was cracked up to be. It was pretty cracked up. And so I, being a guitarist and everything, I thought, well, I'll try playing it. So I took it to a fellow to get it fixed up, and he put some strings on it for us. And he said, you should put this in the trash. And he said, you should go out and buy violins. So we bought the children student violins, and I started taking lessons. And my plan was to save money. I was going to take lessons. And I took my wife with me, and she being a musician. And I said, we'll take lessons. I'll come home and teach the children how to play violin. Well, they learned much quicker than I could. So the plan kind of flopped. So I said, well, here's what we'll do. We'll send them, and they'll come back and teach me. And I can remember the second group coming back, and they were smiling, and they said, Mr. Pinnell says that your mother's a good violinist, your father needs practice. So as much as I like the violin, I picked up the cello and thought I would add some bass to our group. And there is a happy ending to it, though. We do have Grandpa's violin. We didn't throw it out, and we found a competent luthier, and my daughter, who's standing behind me, is playing Grandpa's violin. So she's been playing Grandpa's violin for you. And now we're going to go on with a special duet here.
My name is Caleb, and I'm 9 years old, and I play the violin, cello, and piano. Righteousness exalteth the nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Proverbs 14:34. And now we're going to play Wonderful Grace of Jesus.